My grandmother used to say something that confused me as a child. She would look at me, smile that knowing smile, and say, "Nana, you have cousins you have never met, cousins who speak differently, dance differently, even pray differently. But their blood knows your name." I didn't understand her then. Because how could someone be my cousin, and yet live across the ocean? How could someone be African, but not born in Africa? I found out the answer the day I met Janet, my other African cousin. I am Nana. Born in West Africa, raised on red earth, morning prayers, and evening stories by lantern light. I grew up where elders speak in proverbs and silence can mean more than words. My world was drums at festivals, pepper in food that made your eyes water, and aunties who asked questions they already knew the answers to. We were taught where we came from, but not where all of us went. That part, history whispered, but never fully explained. The first time I heard Janet's name, it was not from a history book. It was from my aunt. She said casually, while pounding yam, "You know you have a cousin in the West Indies." I laughed. "How can I have a cousin in the West Indies?" She didn't laugh back. She said, "The ocean is wide, Nana. But it did not wash away blood." That sentence stayed with me longer than I expected. Years later, Janet came to visit. She stepped off the bus wearing bright colors, her hair wrapped proudly, eyes scanning the village like it was both new and familiar. She smiled at me and said, "So you're Nana?" Her accent danced. Caribbean rhythm. Musical. Confident. I replied, "So you're Janet?" We stared at each other for a moment. Then we laughed. Because something felt strange. And something felt known. Janet spoke fast. I spoke carefully. She hugged freely. I greeted with respect. She laughed loudly. I smiled softly. She said, "You people don't waste time here." I replied, "You people don't rest at all." She teased my food for being too spicy. I teased hers for being sweet and spicy at the same time. Different flavors. Same fire. One evening, we sat under the moon. She told me stories of her grandmother in the West Indies, stories of songs sung in languages no one understood anymore, of rituals done just because that's how grandma did it. My heart skipped. Because those songs, those rituals, we had them too. Different words. Same meaning. Janet went quiet. She said, "Nana, they told us we were lost." I said, "No. You were carried." That night, we realized something powerful. We were both African. Just born in two different places. But understanding did not come without pain. Janet asked me, "Do you think I am less African because I was not born here?" I didn't answer immediately. Because the truth was heavy. I told her, "A tree does not stop being a tree because the sea traveled." She smiled. But her eyes were wet. She said, "And do you know how long it took me to believe that?" We taught each other things. I taught Janet how to greet elders properly. She taught me how to dance without worrying who was watching. I taught her proverbs. She taught me rebellion, the good kind. We argued. We laughed. We realized Africa did not end at the shoreline. Africa survived. In rhythm. In memory. In blood. Before Janet left, my grandmother held her hands. She said, "You did not return to Africa. Africa returned to itself through you." Janet cried. I cried. And in that moment, I understood something schools never taught me. Some families were separated by ships. But they were never erased. So if you are listening to my voice right now, if your accent is different, if your food tastes different, If your history feels incomplete, know this. You are not lost. You are remembered. I am Nana. She is Janet. Two African girls. Born in two different places. From the same unbroken story. And this is the story of my other African cousin.